Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's your boy McKinley Crain here. Today, I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the 2021 film I just recently saw, which was the spy thriller. It's also it can also be considered a drama movie, which recently came out, which was the Courier. So the Courier is, like I said, a 2021 drama about a real life person. It's based on a true story. And this person's name was Greville Wine. In this film, he's played by Benedict Cumberbatch. And he was like a British businessman back in the Cold War era, and he gets recruited by the government to go spy, go over to Moscow and spy for them, and kind of help them, prevent the Cuban Missile Crisis from getting any worse. Um, and while he was over there, he befriends like a Soviet dude who was working for the Soviet government, but decided to just secretly switch to their side. And so basically he's um, well, a spy for them, if you know what I mean. Um, he's he's supposed to rat, his country out and stuff like that. Rat all of his country secrets out and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is based on a true story, and these were real life people. The events in the movie, actually happened. Well, most of them actually happened, and this is just a great movie. It was much better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be great, but not as great as it was. But it exceeded my expectations, and I love this movie. I thought it had a lot of strong acting, especially from Benedict Cumberbatch himself playing Greville Wine. He gave the best performance. Although every single performance in this movie is great, in my opinion. It's just that his was the best. This movie has, great storytelling. It's got a very thrilling story. It's got a very compelling story. It's just a very gripping movie. It's a very engrossing movie. You really want to know what happens next, even though you probably already know. And it's just a really great movie. And it's got really lovable characters in it. Really convincing characters. And it's just a great movie. I loved it. It's one of the best films I've seen all year. It would definitely be. This film is definitely in my top 10 2021 movies so far. Movies that have come out in 2021 so far. And it's just a great movie. I love it. It's it feels very realistic. It feels real. This was just a very convincing movie. And it's just incredibly fun to watch. The pacing's great. Everything's great. I love, since this is technically a spy movie, I love, the whole, I just like, I love like all the spy stuff about this movie too. It kind of gives me like a blast to the past. Um, well, also like kind of introducing like its own certain like new unique style of like spy thriller storytelling. It was just a really fun film. It's a great watch. Um, it it is very suspenseful. It's a very suspenseful movie. I I loved it. That I love that about this movie, and I love this movie. The suspense in this movie makes this movie even better than it would have been without the suspense. Um, and I love all of the I love everything about this movie. I love the whole just the whole like kind of the whole mysterious theme that it has, like tone and mood that it has, like where like it makes you not know what's really gonna happen next. Although like this is just part of it's like this is like a historical movie. This is like a movie about historical events. So like you should probably know what comes next. And I'm familiar with what happened like with the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that during the 1950s. I've been to like high school before and everything. I've I've taken like a fair amount of history classes in my life. You know, I know about like that stuff. But I wasn't really familiar with this story very well. Like like this part of like you know the whole all those historical events and stuff like that. Like I wasn't familiar with Greville Wine like really at all. I think I might have heard of him once or twice a couple years ago. Um, but I just didn't know that much about him. And when I watched this movie, I learned a lot more. And this is just a really amazing story, and it's just a and this is just a really amazing piece of history that this movie is presenting, and it does so in like a spectacular and satisfying way. And this movie is just it's a powerful movie. It's got powerful moments, especially towards the end. Um, it's got really gripping, like I said, it's got very gripping and suspenseful moments. And it's a very thrilling movie, and it's just a great movie. And if you love thrillers, you'll probably like this one. And if you love historical movies, like movies based on historical events, then you'll probably love this movie. And if you love spy movies, specifically old-fashioned, like, type spy movies, you'll probably love this film. I mean, I don't know for sure if anybody who watched this video will like it, because I can't read your mind. So I don't know what you like in movies and what you dislike in movies. Anyway, I just love this movie, and it's a great movie, and it was definitely worth it was worth every second of my time. And a lot of movies are worth every second of my time. Um, a lot of the movies I've reviewed on this channel have been worth every second of my time. I I just but I just feel like throwing that out in this review, even though I haven't thrown that that out in other reviews, like put that out there in other movie reviews, because this is like no one's talking about this movie right now, even though it's fairly new. It's not even a week old. What I mean by that is it hasn't been out for even a week, and nobody's talking about it, and I think that it should have more attention. So I'm just, that's why I said, that's why I just that's why I felt like I had to put that out there in this video, even though I haven't really put that out there in, like, my previous videos. Like, I haven't really said that, like, a movie that I was reviewing was worth every second of my time, even if I said it was perfect or great or whatever, because I didn't feel like I had to as much. I had to say that in the video as much as I do now. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie an 87% out of a 100%, which is the equivalent of an A-. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.